What's up? This is John Miller, Associate Editor of IGN Xbox 360. Today, we are doing the video review for NBA 2K7. Last year, as a launch title on the Xbox 360, NBA 2K6 was met with kind of mixed reactions. It was kind of a port from the current generation consoles, and now we're finally getting a fully fledged next generation version of this very deep, well-rounded basketball game. Now, the improvements to NBA 2K7 over NBA 2K6 are subtle, but they are numerous. The defensive AI has been improved dramatically. The help on defense is excellent on the part of the CPU. If you're doing your ISO motion crossovers and break down the point guard and have a lane to the hoop, the defense is all going to collapse in front of the hoop, just like a real NBA team. No problem in years past has always been charging. The first time it was included in NBA 2K, it was a great feature to be able to take a charge, but it was just still prevalent. But now it's been toned down. You only see one or two charging calls a game, so that's a nice little tweak 2K added. Signature jump shots. 2K did an awesome job. The attention to detail is amazing. Not only are you going to see jump shots from guys like D. Wade and T-Mac that are going to look exactly like the real-life counterpart, you're going to see jump shots from guys like Brent Barry and just role players, that quick Brent Barry for three release that we've all come to know and love if you follow the San Antonio Spurs like me. You know, that transfers over to the free throw release as well. You're going to have guys like Shaq where he has that long, deliberate release. So the way you shoot in 2K7 is you pull down the right analog stick. When the ball gets just about to the release point, you let go of the stick. And if it's timed right, you're going to make your shot. Well, Shaq has that real slow, deliberate motion as he aims it with one hand and then he pushes it forward. Well, you got to hold down a long time. Whereas other guys just step up and drain their free throws and just pull down and let go right away. So you're going to have to know your stars and shoot just like them. Now, isomotion over the years, I've actually not been a big fan of it myself, but the more I play with it, the more I enjoy it. And originally, when you start playing with it, you're just going to wiggle the analog stick left and right. You're going to go around the back, you can go through the legs, you can do a crossover, and eventually it's this process of trial and error where you'll get to the hoop and for a layup or a dunk. And I've never been a big fan, but then I actually opened up the instruction book and read the 3 pages or whatever it is on ISO motion and all the different moves you can do. There are a ton of cool moves around the back and spin moves and all kinds of modifiers you can do with the left and right triggers. And eventually you're going to get the hang of it, and you're going to have more control over your stars than you've ever had before. Now, the shot stick actually has been improved. Not on the jump shot end. I still prefer to use the face buttons to hit my J. It just is a little more user-friendly to hold down that button and let it go like you've done for years when you want to hit a jump shot. But when you're driving to the hoop, if you're holding down the aggressive turbo button, the right trigger, and you can press up for a basic dunk, you can press right for a power dunk, press left for a flashy dunk, and you press down for a reverse dunk. So you have all these options. Also on the layup side, you push to the right and you'll do a right-hand wraparound layup, and the same thing on the left. Another great focus 2K has had is in the post. Now when you hold down that L trigger and back down your defender, obviously you have that weight system, and a guy like Shaq's going to back down anybody. A guy like Ginobili's not going to back down anybody. And you're going to force that defender back toward the hoop. Now you can press the Y button, immediately do a drop step. If you have good position, you spin right around the defender. You can go with the shot stick and dunk right over the guy if you have position. All kinds of options in the post, and that's something that the 2K series has been lacking in years past. So great job there. There are also still some questions on the AI side, at the end of games particularly. I was up by 3 points, and on defense, and the computer just, with only 20 seconds to go, just dribbled the ball up slowly and deliberately, worked the ball around. And then with 5 seconds to go, went for a 2-point shot in the post. And I was like, what kind of team would ever do this besides the Warriors? I don't know. And that's definitely something 2K needs to work on in the future. Something 2K has done throughout the years very well is it's such a well-rounded, balanced basketball game. You have your game modes like the Association, 24/7. There's so much to do there. The Association is back. They added things like 3-team trades. There's a team chemistry feature that's very important. You can schedule practices every day, which will take a toll on your fatigue, but each player will get an attribute boost. Very deep, lengthy mode, and Sometimes you could spend, a good 10 minutes setting up just for your week's games. 24/7 this year's been completely switched around. Now they brought in some Hollywood voice talent, made it kind of a story mode. Take about 10 hours to finish. You go from street court to street court, eventually winning at Rucker Park and getting your created player into the NBA. Now, last year there was a lot to do. This year it's just a very basic story mode, and I think they could have very well left it out. It's a nice touch to have it in there. It makes for a nice balanced game and another entertaining feature. But at this point, if you're not going to do the full-blown 24/7 mode, I think this is just more like a bonus feature. And finally, 2K Sports comes through again in the online department. You can play online leagues and seasons with 30 of your friends, and that's an awesome feature. And they really continue to raise the bar, game in and game out. On the online side, all the other sports games on the market really need to look at 2K Sports and what they're doing online in order to compete. Visually, 2K7 looks pretty good. The arenas are excellent. The crowds are all in 3D. The player models are kind of hit and miss. Some look exactly like the NBA players they are trying to portray. Others, however, looks like some guy just got in front of the creative player feature and pressed some knobs around and just created a guy that sort of looks like the player. I'd say only about 10% of the player models are dead on, and that's something 2K really needs to work on in the future. Still, the animations, some of the best we've seen in all sports games. So smooth. You can now dive for loose balls on the court. Everything looks real. People will walk in on playing. They'll be like, "Oh, what game you watching?" I'm like, "I'm playing a video game."
Scoring bunches, but he'll take that shot.
Just 1 point separating the teams.
In the end, NBA 2K7 is a very solid, well-rounded, and deep basketball game. You're going to have it in your 360 for a long time. You're going to play association mode. You're going to play online. You're going to bring in your friends and play multiplayer games with them. It's a very good basketball game. The gameplay side still needs a little more innovation. It feels a lot similar to what we played in years past, but in the end, it's still a very impressive game. I gave it an 8.3 myself. You can check out the full written review at IGN.com.
To the rack. Yes, and the foul.